In this real review, we're going to be taking a look at VStores360, the one-click AI powered app that auto-creates interactive virtual tours and e-com stores in less than 60 seconds. This is launching today, September 12th, 2022, on Warrior Plus from the vendor Venkata Ramana. Back to this sales page. Before we take a look inside, we are actually going to dive into the dashboard and go through the wizard by clicking this button. Of course, that, in my opinion, is where this one-click AI headline comes from, but the creating of the stores in less than 60 seconds, I have an issue with. Now, this sales page basically, and the reason I want to cover the sales page is so you know what you're getting, and you also know what you're getting into. They talk here about you're going to be able to create interactive virtual stores and e-com stores as these are the new normal, and these are what people are wanting to buy. There's a bullet here I've highlighted. AI power software creates sensational interactive virtual tours and stores in seconds. This is what you're getting into. You're getting into the world of creating virtual tours that you're going to sell or you're going to use in your own business. The AI powered software, not so much, and I'm going to show you that inside. The thing about this sales page is like all the rest that are being sold or are being sold by vendors that aren't real software companies, but just marketers selling software as one-offs. Kind of like what you see from this vendor here, Venkata, when he sells something like VStores360. If you were to take a look at his Warrior Plus profile, you can see he is in the business of selling software. These types of softwares that overall get about 2.4, around a 2.5 star rating. And of course, also these types of products and these sales pages always lead you to believe that it's in 3 easy steps or less. In this case, step 1, get access. Step 2, one-click auto-create a virtual tour or e-com store. And I'm going to cover this concept of this one-click and what they mean by this one-click and the power of marketing or the power of manipulation through marketing when we get inside of the software. Step 3, sell and profit while interacting with customers via video chat. This is a bit of a stretch. It's saying that you will actually be interacting with your customers or your clients that purchase these stores. They'll have access to interact with customers because there is a video chat feature inside of the stores that you can create. But the idea here is that thousands of ordinary folks, just like you, have broken into this V-store concept of this V-store selling and have created a nice side income. There are some testimonials here. Whether or not those are real testimonials is up for debate. But the idea here is your search for a profitable business is now over because you can stop trying to find ways to make profits. You can stop buying useless software and apps, which is a little meta when we're talking about the metaverse, when they're talking about useless software and apps. When we get inside this one, you can determine whether or not this is useless. Stop running behind shiny objects and too good to be true offers. Stop wasting your time chasing self-proclaimed gurus in hopes of learning ways to start a profitable online business. And stop waiting for the next tools to launch in the market promising you the internet lifestyle. Of course, everything that they say that is now over for you once you purchase the software is, in my opinion, exactly what this software is doing. Again, back to the headline. It starts off with turn into an overnight e-com mogul without lifting a finger. I would say that you would need to lift at least one finger to click the button to actually generate the AI-powered, auto-created virtual stores that you're going to sell in less than 60 seconds. And with that understanding of the headline and the fact that this is one click, here is where the one click starts. It starts with creating or clicking the Start Tour Creation wizard. When you click that button, it starts a wizard that walks you through the process of creating your virtual store or the tours that become the virtual stores. Here you see that we are on step 2. We click List Tours. Here you're going to give your tour or your store a name by clicking Continue, and then you're going to enter the name of the tour. We'll just call this Tour Project 1, click Continue. Here, then you create your project, which starts to create the tour. Here you have to start creating rooms. When you start creating rooms, rooms are where you're going to have to start entering a lot more information because as you can see, you're going to have to add rooms to create a tour. If you don't know what this looks like, I'm going to show you here in a second, but I wanted to show you the number of clicks just to get to the point where we're starting to create the first room, the room that is the virtual tour that we will be guiding or will be giving to our customers or will be giving to the people that land on our pages that want to buy our products in our e-com stores as they take a tour, a virtual tour through the rooms that we'll be showing off our products in. Of course, at this point, I'm going to cancel out of the tour to go back and show you some of the virtual tours. But before we do that, notice there is some training down here. There are 18 videos that walk you through the software, and they do an okay job, a rather well job of walking you through all the features and exactly how to use them. My issue is not with the software. My issue is with the headline, obviously the one click. And if you landed on this sales page and you never heard of virtual tours or creating virtual e-com stores, and you think you're going to do it in less than 60 seconds, and that you are going to get into the business and start selling these for $3,000 to $10,000 to our customers or to your customers, the customers you're going to have to find to sell these stores to, then let's just go back to the sales page here and take a look at the freelancers and the agencies that are already doing this, and you can see the prices that they are charging, and you can see that they're already in business and they already have ratings. And you can do that by going over to a site like Fiverr where you list your freelance gigs and you actually can sell and find customers. And you can see here that some of these best virtual tour services aren't priced out at the ones that they cherry picked to show you these high ticket gigs. This one here starts at $5. This one starts at $100. And you can see that there is already competition to create these types of virtual tours. Like the ones they're showing here. Again, they're showing $1,000, $3,500. We just looked at the ones over on Fiverr. And you can see here, these are some from Upwork. But you can see the money earned, and you can see that the idea here is that people are already doing this. So be aware of that when you, or if you landed on the sales page and you think that you're going to be starting and running a real and proven profitable business in seconds, because we're going to go back inside of the software. And again, there's 18 videos here to learn all the ins and outs. The one click is actually clicking to start a creation wizard or start the creation wizard that starts you creating your tour. And then this is where the clicking starts. And then of course you have to start naming your project. Here again, we'll start with this process and we'll say test project 2, and then we'll create, and then we'll just walk through this process, creating a room. And we'll get here to the place where you need to create your room. We'll just say room 1. We'll continue. And here is where it runs into the issue of creating this in seconds. Upload a 360 panorama image for this room by selecting from the Browse button and then click Upload. Accepted images only in JPEG and PNG format. Max allowed file size 2 megabytes. So first and foremost, if you're going to get in this business of creating these virtual tours, if you're going to do it for someone as a freelancer, then you're going to have to request this information. You're going to have all the rooms. You're going to have pictures of all the rooms. You're going to have pictures of the exterior or the building. Take a look at some of these panoramic shots. For example, this is a skyline inside of Miami. So if you were doing this for a local business in Miami, you would need a panoramic sky shot like this, and then you would need a panoramic image like this that shows the interior of the office, where you would start adding points of interest. That's where people would click on it inside of your virtual tour. We'll take a look at that in a second inside of the software. But the idea is you would need pictures like this. Either you would have to take them or your clients would have to have them ready to go when you're inside of the software and it starts asking for these images. Of course, if you don't have the images, you can't move forward. So to be able to move forward, what I did is I downloaded that interior image and we're going to upload it. You can see now it's going to upload that image. Here is the room that we created, and you can see here, create the first room. Click on the button to create the first room. It's thinking about it in the background and it's creating the room. And as you can see here, we're way beyond the 60-second time limit that was presented on the sales page. And you can see now that congratulations, your room has been created. Click continue. Now you need to create a second room. We're going to stop right there. But here I want to exit the wizard, go ahead and cancel. So at this point, I'm not sure how to exit out of this because I don't want to actually create a second room, but it doesn't give me the option to break out of the wizard. So what we'll do is, are you sure you want to exit the tour creation wizard? We'll just say okay. and we'll go here to virtual tours. We'll list our tours. As you can see, we have our test project 1 and our test project 2, but here you can edit it. You can edit the UI or the user interface. Here's the 3D view. Here's the room we created. Now again, we need to add a map. We need to create a gallery of image or products. We need to create info boxes, and then here you can see where you can preview it. There are some here that are done for you inside of the software. Here you can see test 2. It has 9 rooms, 4 maps. They haven't added a gallery. They did add an info box. Let's go back up to test project 2 and continue to where we were at. We'll go ahead and click edit, and here you can see all the things that you need to edit. You need to edit all of this information. You need to give it a description. You need to set auto rotate speed. You can go in and set auto rotate inactivity, Google Analytics tracking, Facebook page IDs, visitor updates, visitor click, autoplay audio, transitions. You can set security parameters by setting a password meeting. You can set other controls, and you can create other performance metrics and images, image quality, other resolution, generate panoramas. All of this has to be set, and that's just under settings. Then you have content, you have logos, you have intros for desktop, for mobile. Then you have something called loading, auto start, fly-ins, loading info, background videos, background images, H-off interaction, all these different types of things, the way it's going to look on mobile, the way it's going to look on desktop. And then you actually have to set up your products to actually sell inside of your store. Here they have something called Snipcart public key, which you would have to go to Snipcart, and you'd have to do all these steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, I'm not saying the software doesn't work. I think they've actually laid the software out quite well as in the dashboard. They have provided you pretty decent training here that walks through exactly how to do it, how to set up all your products, how to set up the galleries, how to set up the tour and your landing pages, how to do advanced 3D presentations. All the training is here. I just wanted to highlight the fact that when you're on the sales page for VStores360, it is telling you can turn into an overnight e-com mogul without lifting a finger. One-click AI. There is no actual AI in this software. You have to click and set up everything. You have to take pictures or have pictures from your clients or your customers to actually build these virtual tours or these e-com stores, and there's no way in the world that it's going to take you less than 60 seconds. You've seen how long I've been doing this review. Up to this point, check the timestamp, and we've just gotten started because, again, I had to borrow pictures from the internet, freely available pictures, and get an idea of the types of interiors and rooms that I'm going to be adding into my store. But you would have to get all this information from your customer and have all this laid out before you actually entered the store and clicked the one button here to start creating your virtual tours. Of course, if we exit out of that and we go back into our virtual tours, let's go ahead and list them. And I'll show you what this looks like. Here is a test store, but here is something called 2DD. It actually has 9 rooms, 4 maps, 10 galleries. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and hit preview so you can see what the software does, so you have an idea of what you're getting into. So what they have here is a simple virtual tour, and it's going to allow you to go inside of the room. And then you can see here it gives you directions. There's actually some music playing in the background as well. But what you do is you start walking through the room. And then if you're interested in something, you can click here. It'll play an audio. And they have these called points of interest. And then you can continue on by scrolling around. There's a door. Here you can watch a video. Here is a website link. And you move through, or if you want to go to the living room, you click there. It takes you to the living room. Here's a product here for sale. Looks like a bottle of wine. Here's an information box. And then here is a link out to that. So if someone wanted to buy this wine while they're taking a virtual tour, or here's the product sheet on that stove. So then it opens up and it has the product sheet for that stove. So as they're taking the virtual tour, they can exit out of that and then they can look at all these other elements. And this is the type of thing that you'd be creating. You can see the indoor map up here. But again, all that information, when you go back to list tours, has to be entered. You have to come up here and you have to create a tour. You have to walk through the setup. You can either do it with the one-click wizard on the dashboard, or you can come straight here to the list tours and you can actually just start creating a tour by entering the name of the tour and then selecting create. And then of course, once you create that, you have to come back down here. You have to click edit. Then you have to go through all these settings. Then you have to come back and add the content, which is the logos, all of the files, all of the background videos, the images, get all these interactive images set up the way you want them, the way you need them to look, field of view, interaction, and then you need to set up your products. So again, here on the dashboard, they do have training. You can see so far from what I've clicked on, I don't see any reason for this software not to work. Everything seems to have worked for me so far, from the limited aspect of me just coming in here, clicking on the one button, starting the tour, and having it walk me through all the options. So I can show you that the one-click AI powered app that auto creates interactive virtual stores and e-com stores in less than 60 seconds just isn't true. And also to let you know that if you buy this software, this is the business that you're going to be in, creating these virtual tours and these virtual e-com stores. But if you're going to get into this business, I would say you should do some search or some research. I headed over to Capterra, who is helping businesses choose better software. Basically, they list software. They do many reviews of the software. And you can see here, there are tons of software on the market. Concept 3D, Fusion, 3D Cloud by Marksnet, Thinking Logic, Breakroom, iGuide, Kula. Anyway, the point here is for me to just show you that there are virtual tour softwares out there, and you can check those out and see exactly what they do versus a marketing page like this that leads off with the fact that they're telling you don't have to lift a finger, that it's going to create it using artificial intelligence with one click, that everything's going to be automatically created, and you're going to be able to get into this business and start selling these virtual tours that you're going to create with this software for $3,000 to $10,000 to your customers, potentially customers that you don't even have. So think about that before you pick up VStores360 if you're going to pick it up, because this sounds like something cool and you get a chance to access the software for $17. Only pick up the front end. Ignore the offers here that are going to lead you down this path again of telling you about one click and instant money and how the software is going to make you more money by these upgrades. Buy the front end, test it out, see what it does, see if it actually works, see if it can be used to create these virtual tours, and if this is something that you actually want to do by creating a virtual tour for your current business. And of course, if you're going to buy this software, exit off the page and get a $5 discount. So you can test the front end for a little cheaper of an investment to actually see if VStores360 will actually get you into the business of creating virtual tours and e-com stores that you can use in the metaverse. If this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up. As always, we're here to try to help you stop wasting your time and stop wasting your money. Move forward with a real online business. There's a link in the description for my recommended training for getting started with an online business, doing affiliate marketing. Check that out. It's free. And if you have any questions, ask them in the comments and I'll talk to you later. Bye.